Power played a crucial role more than ever before and contributed substantially toward the success achieved during the humanitarian operation. The range and the lethality of present-day artillery, combined with efficient surveillance and precision target action capabilities, enable application of overwhelming combat power readily and rapidly at critical junctures and at crucial times. Since most of the operations conducted had to be unconventional to meet the enemy's unorthodoxy, use of artillery too had to be innovative and flexible to cater to the dynamic firepower needs of the field commanders. From the Battle of Mavilaru to final battle of Napagoda Lagoon, Artillery Brigade employed a sufficient number of light, field, medium guns, MBRL, and locating radars in support of fighting formation, which facilitated creation of high gun density over any given area. Ladies and gentlemen, by the time LTT crossed the Mavilaru Sluice Gates, the fragile ceasefire agreement had already reached a point of no return. At this time, only a limited number of fire assets were available to support operation in the Eastern Theatre. The Artillery Brigade had to build up its artillery firepower as LTT pre-planned activities spread across the entire Eastern Theatre within a short time span. Careful management of available guns with timely forecasting of fire support requirement allowed artillery firepower to support combat operations. Dense vegetation, multi-direction access, LTT's widespread human intelligence and surveillance system made artillery the only weapon that could be made effective owing to its range and the variety of ammunition. Artillery Brigade played a vital role in the one humanitarian operation and was instrumental in achieving all the battlefield victories from its initial encounters of 57 Division in March 2007 up to the final battle at Napagoda Lagoon. Artillery was able to destroy, neutralize, and suppress multifaceted deployment, employment of the LTT, thereby creating favorable ground conditions for the infantry to operate with freedom of movement. Ladies and gentlemen, artillery faced severe challenges from the beginning to the end in many aspects. Gunners took these challenges positively, learned lessons, adapted innovative methods, and provided accurate and timely firepower as and when required. Thick jungles, built-up areas, and marshy land restricted the movements of guns, ammunition, and deployment itself to a greater degree. In addition, bad weather conditions for months caused constant changes, rendering planning with associated technical issues specific to employment of artillery to cater to every situation. Remedial measures that were adopted to overcome the situation especially made gun platforms arranged by hastily clearing jungles just to facilitate the employment. Unconventional and unorthodox patterns of layouts were adopted. Guns were deployed having more than one center of fire at times to meet the firepower demands. Centralized recovery teams were organized and centrally located to mitigate problems. Armored vehicles, tractors were utilized instead of GTVs to tow the guns. 120mm mortar were extensively used in jungles to overcome the terrain resistance and the crest clearance problems. Due to rapid expansion of the army formations and procurement of new artillery during the campaign, Artillery Brigade had to meet the manning requirement with available resources and limited number of recruits. To overcome this problem, troops are motivated, ensured a high standard of discipline, developed junior leadership skills, frequent visit by field commanders at all levels, mainly the timely dissemination of information on the successes gained by the fighting formations. On many occasions, assistance was obtained from the troops of infantry formations and local protection troops. Recently retired experienced assistant instructors gunnery and technical assistant was recalled for the service. Continuous training programs were carried out, especially for technical staffs. Patrolling was intensified while decreasing the static guards around the gun position. Utilization of hostile guns and mortar was a big challenge. Due to well-constructed gun pits, scattered unconventional deployment, single gun or a tube deployment in an area 2 to 3 kilometers at time, detection of over 50 tubes being observed. Deployment of LTT artillery and mortar in villages, towns, where there was a large civil population also observed. Vehicle mortars too extensively used to engage on defenses, rendering counter-bombardment directed at identified targets ineffective. These problems overcome by continuous engagement of the hostile location with a single gun as a remedial action in view of limited available fire units, concentration of effective hostile gun and fire on hostile gun and mortar location, use of UAVs, Beechcraft and long-range patrols to detect hostile gun positions and bring down a heavy volume of effective fire on enemy's gun position with air interdictions. Despite of the risk being subjected to enemy hostile attacks, radars were deployed in forward open areas to detect low trajectory weapons, including enemy mortars. Artillery gun positions were attacked by the LTT continuously, which was a clear indication of the effectiveness of their own firepower against them. Most of the time, gun positions were subjected to suicide ground attacks, CB and air attack. To overcome this problem, fire units were divided into smaller segments, ensuring the protection of each gun and crew. Alternative positions were used and very frequent redeployment are done. Commandos and special forces were employed in vulnerable areas in the vicinity of gun position to ambush LTT gun hunting teams. Troops at times defied conventional accepted practice of the artillery employment in order to achieve better results, while catering the dynamic firepower requirements of the infantry commanders. Some of these measures were firing guns and MBRs on direct roll to support attacking troops column, coordinating fire support plan in cooperation with infantry, armor and air enabled the augmentation of artillery firepower. To break the overwhelming attacks launched by the enemy on selected localities coupled with deceptions, firstly infantry mortar was used and then armor utilized, and then as a last resort, own safety factors compromised, at times in provision both offensive and defensive artillery fire. Target indicated and requested at any given time outnumbered the capabilities due to scarcity of resources. Also, acquisition and correction of fire in the primary jungle was a big problem. To overcome this, employed additional efforts well forward with offensive formations by adapting various improvised tactics, techniques and procedures. Employing senior artillery officers at UAV and Beechcraft control stations, UAV downlinks which are available at headquarters of offensive divisions were extensively used by artillery coordinators to verify and direct concentrated artillery fire with a great accuracy on high-value target. Ladies and gentlemen, collateral damage during the humanitarian operation was minimal in comparison with any battle conducted anywhere in the world. And it could be declared as the most important achievement of the artillery, especially with around 300,000 innocent civilians being used as a human shield by the LTT at all stages of the campaign. Artillery Brigade was extremely careful and precise in its firepower missions to minimize damages caused to civilians and their fatalities. Measures taken were No fire zones were introduced with respect to civilian occupied areas. Guns were continuously inspected for accuracy by experts. Beechcraft and UAV recognition was conducted almost around the clock to verify targets before being engaged and to assure the clearance to safety of civilians. Radars on friendly mode were used to direct on-artillery fire, which enabled to effectively neutralize targets and minimize collateral damages. Ladies and gentlemen, having endured hard work, artillery was bestowed with due honor at the conclusion of the one humanitarian operation, which also resulted in total liberation of the country and uniting her under one flag. Today, Sri Lanka artillery is well equipped with valuable experience which can be shared with other armies. With conventional type of equipment and least automation, Sri Lanka artillery performed to the highest expectations of field commanders at all times. Careful management of resources, dedication, and continuous anticipation of the situations were the key factors in the success achieved. Thank you.